everyone, JD Asajan. Welcome to another episode of FortuneBuilders TV. As you can see, we've got some very special guests in studio today. Number one, we've got our good friend, Mr. Thanta.
Hey everyone, it's Stan.
And guest number two is none other than Karen Asajan herself. Yes, my mother, Paul's mother. And she decided to sit in studio today and just hang out and learn like all of you are going to learn. And we're actually going to go to the suggested show section of the website, and I'm going to pull one, I'm going to pluck one right out of the suggested show section. And Leo, today my friend, your wish has been heard, and we're going to answer your question. What Leo wanted to know more about, and it's a good topic because we just experienced it in CT Homes a couple of days ago, well I should say a couple of months ago, and it's been ongoing, is security on our job sites. And how to keep our job sites more secure, things that we can do when we buy the house and things that we can do during the course of owning a home while we're renovating it to keep things secure. So, first and foremost, and we're going to go over some basic things, and then I'm going to talk to you about some more advanced strategies, and then I'm actually going to take it like next level, like really next level, and I'm going to talk about, you know, if you really want to keep people off your job site and keep, you know, the job site secure and safe, what you can do. So first and foremost, the day that you buy a home, you should absolutely change the locks. Now that seems common, or that seems like the norm that people would do, but it doesn't always happen. And the reason that's important is because the previous owner or someone else could have keys to the house, you just never know. So change the locks day one you own the property. That's first and foremost. Secondly, what we do, and I've got some things with me here, is cameras. Now, this is, as you can see by the name and title, it's a mock security camera, and that's not the brand. That means that it's not an actual real camera. Now, it's got a light on it, and it's battery powered, and it looks real, and it smells real, and it actually tastes real as well. And that's something that we do on all of our job sites, and we put a couple of them around the property, certainly in places where people can see them, by the front door, near the back door, near common entrances. Now, at the end of the day, it doesn't actually do any recording, and so obviously it's meant to deter in conjunction with this, and that's what you see is a sign and a yard stake, and then there's window stickers that say that the house is protected by an alarm system. And actually these are faux signs as well. So in conjunction with these two, it gives the appearance of the house being being secure. Now you should also and can also put things in the windows like paper blinds so people can actually see into the property. Now at the end of the day, if someone wants to get in, these things obviously aren't going to stop them, and they're not going to protect the home. But what we're trying to do is do the things that are very inexpensive. These cameras are a couple of bucks online. You can get different sizes of them. This is like a $5 deal that you buy. So we're trying to use economical things in the beginning to give the appearance of more security. Now we can also and need to also make sure that our contractors know from a security standpoint that anything they leave in the house, if it gets taken, is going to be their responsibility. And what I mean by that is we have insurance on the property, but our insurance is there to protect us, if someone got hurt, if someone were to wander onto the property. It's not always and shouldn't be used to protect like theft. And sometimes it doesn't, depending on what carrier you use for this type of insurance. But at the end of the day, you tell your contractor, look, anything that you don't want taken on the property or from the property, your tools and things like that, you take them at the end of the day. You make sure that you remove those things from the house. So you let them know not to leave anything in the property that's of theirs of value. And they have to take it every day. Now, we also need to talk about like materials and things like that, cabinets, fixtures and things like that, and make sure that we do some things to protect ourselves. Never have anything on the job site there for longer than that day before it's installed. And what I mean by that is don't leave appliances, or don't leave cabinets in the house, or don't leave things sitting loose in the house that are very easy to get legs and walk off, right? So don't do that. Make sure that if you're going to install something, you have it at the house, you install it that day. And sometimes you're going to schedule your deliveries, or more importantly, your contractor would do that so that they don't leave the job site easier than they could by being installed on the wall, for example, in terms of cabinets. Appliances is interesting too, and I could talk for a long time on this topic, but at some point you're gonna get the point. So I'm going to stick to some of the basic things like appliances, for example. Understand that don't put your appliances in until the very last day before you open the property for showings, for example. And sometimes in certain neighborhoods, you may not want to put in appliances and you'll actually offer a credit for appliances. Now, we put appliances in all of our finished rehabs because it's a sales feature, it's a sizzle feature. But if you're going to put appliances in your house and it's in a rougher neighborhood, sometimes you may not want to put it in until the very last day. All right, so very important ideas there. Now, we can go even deeper on this and we can actually talk about security systems for the house that actually do secure the property, like alarm systems. So let's talk about that. Like, you could talk to like an alarm company like ADT. There's other ones that do alarm systems, and they have like affordable introductory prices for their basic package. And you could put that in your home. You could certainly put it in as soon as you're able to, when there's power at the house and when it can actually service the home. And then you could prepay for a couple of months worth of monthly monitoring, and that would protect you when you own it. You could also sell that as a benefit to your home, to your buyer that buys the property. So now you've got a sales feature too, that they can be protected in the house, and you've also prepaid for a couple of months worth of service, and that's a benefit to them as well, and they'll feel more safe and they'll be happier about buying your property. So that's an additional thing. You know, leaving lights on in the property at night is always a good idea, 1 or 2 lights, so it doesn't, you know, immediately look like no one's home. You can also play, these are sometimes little things, but they all add up, music at the property. So you may leave some lighter music on at the property, you know, and I'm sharing with you things that we've actually done over time. And they all make a difference. In some neighborhoods, if the neighborhood's so rough in terms of things being taken from your property and your property being broken into, well, then that's something you should have looked at actually prior to buying the home and understand that, because there are plenty of neighborhoods that we don't necessarily need to go into that are that type of neighborhood, and ultimately, you know, you're going to affect someone's buying decision too. So you're going to have to be conscious of that. So all these things are we use to deter theft at our properties, but it's also very important that you let your contractor know that going in, that not to leave things at the home. Make sure that when they bring materials to the job site that they install them right away, or don't bring them until they're ready to install them.
Deal or no deal?
All right, so deal or no deal is like we're going to talk about going next level. And what I mean by that is actually using things on the property or physically having things on the property that could protect you. Obviously, the first thing that comes to mind would be some sort of weapon, a gun, a bat, a taser, or maybe you do something like a stun gun. That's right, a stun gun. And you ask me, JD, why do you have a stun gun on camera right now? What are you going to do with that? That's a good question. And I was thinking about, what would be the effects of this? Let's talk about what would be the effects of having of someone being stun gunned, like right here on camera. And I was thinking, well, how could we test that? Well, we could actually bring someone in on camera and we could actually stun them and see what this would do if you wanted to secure your property or have someone on site with one of these. Like, how safe would you be with one of these? Because we don't really know. 400,000 volts going through someone's body, is that really going to drop someone? Well, let me ask you a question. I'm going to let you decide as the viewer. Yes, you. If you would like to see someone actually on camera being stun gunned, maybe let's say Stan Genlin in my office, who manages all acquisitions, who's a very strong young man, very brave, and I brought this into the office. He's like, JD, I'll volunteer. And I said, Stan, it's not a good idea. And he said, well, put it to the viewers. So I'm going to put it to the viewers. And I want to set the standard a little high. We're going to need a maximum of one person to respond underneath the show and in the comment section say they would like to see that and the outcome of that and what that could, what a stun gun would actually do. So we're going to need a maximum of one person. And if we get that, next week we'll come on and we'll see if Stan is still willing to do that. Okay, because, securing your properties, I agree with you, is important. And by learning these ideas and listening to this video, that means that you're becoming more aware about the things that you can do in your property to make them safe. Obviously, there are things like faux cameras and faux signs, and then you can go and actually put in security systems, and then you can even go to the next level and use actual. Gets me fired up every time. You like that, Mom?
I do.
My mom likes that. So she'll be listening and watching next week as well, assuming we get a maximum of one person. All right, so let us know below this video if you would like to see that, and we'll see what the good old-fashioned stun gun could do to keep your properties more safe and and use in the future. Last section is of course our quote of the week.
Quote of the week.
Okay, so our last section is of course our quote of the week, and for our quote of the week this week, my mom wanted to share, and so I asked her to prepare a quote of the week and something that she would read for everyone. So, Mom, can you take it away, please?
It doesn't matter where you are. You are nowhere compared to where you can go. Bob Proctor.
Pretty good one, Mom. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great quote of the week, and so true, and very timely as well, because it's the end of the year, and 2012 is almost behind us now, and some of us are thinking like where the year went. Well, it doesn't really matter where the year went, because by spending time, continue to improve yourself, and surround yourself with great people, what that means is you'll get more out of the rest of this year, because there's still time left, and even more out of next year. So as 2013 approaches us very quickly here, I recommend and always encourage people to kind of sit down and assess how this year was and went for them, and then what are they prepared to do or change to get different outcomes for 2013. And just practicing that process here with the CT Homes team as we get ready to wrap up a year and get ready for 2013, and certainly the Fortune Builders staff and company and students, and then on the Mind Protein side of things as well. So I encourage you to do that, and actually, you know what I'll probably do next week, because I'm thinking about it for our final show of the year, or one of our final shows of the year, is I'll just share with you my process that I do with my coach when I wrap up the end of the year, and I'll do that. All right, so comment below if you want to see Stan Genlin actually get stun gun on camera. As always, we appreciate you watching. Go to the YouTube page for FortuneBuilders TV and subscribe there, and we'll see you on the next show. Take care.